So where does that model fit in to the existing LLM model versus this new maybe worldview and physical worldview approach that Juan LeCun is talking about,
Yeah.
and even further advancements in things like quantum computing? Where do you sort of feel, as you're navigating these landmines, and where you think the technology and industry is going, where you're going to fit with that?
Yeah, so I think uh, our approach, but so there are three aspects, right? I'll just give a very brief answer. And one is, I think intelligence is in the process, not in the outcome. That's the first definition that I have. So you can't separate participant and interaction away from outcome and try to produce intelligence. So that's just the first thesis. And based on that,
Okay.
we have this model of uh, anything in computation needs to be anchored to the participant. So obviously, if you do that, right, then what happens is anything which emerges is going to be intelligent and be relevant to you. So you don't have to force, right? I've told you this before, enable, not control. So we're now trying to be in the mode of LLM, the word of trying to control the outcome. So I think our model is enable the outcome, enable the participant and interaction and context to evolve. So intelligence emerges from that. And then once it emerges from that, right, for example, you have multiple roles. We call it as context inheritance. You have the role of a father, you have the role of a guitarist, you have the role of a student, you have the role of a friend. So each context produces its own intelligence. And then after that, we build a synapse. So that's like, think of it like nodes in an LLM structure, right? And over time, then we build the synaptic structures to connect your own context to create a super intelligence of you. So that kind of becomes your LLM. LLM is a bad word, but then it gives you an intelligent version of Peter. An intelligent version of Peter emerges, and so that model will answer Peter's questions well, but that model will not add Vardhan's questions well. So Vardhan has to be, and that's the worldview that we're building towards. And